A beautiful morning to you, and thanks for joining us on the breakfast show Rapid Dawn. As we continue with sport, I am Ijoma Victor. And we begin with cricket this morning, where the Nigerian Cricket Federation has commenced the search for a new head coach and high performance manager for the men's senior national team, the Yellow Greens, just 1 week after the departure of a former Kenyan international Steve Tikolo. Now, Tikolo's 3 years and 3 months in charge came to an end last week when he was given a brief send-off ceremony in Lagos by the NCF in recognition of his contributions to Nigerian cricket. During his tenure, the Yellow Greens won 2 regional titles, the West African Tournament in 2023 and 2025, while the team's ICC ranking also improved from 42nd to 37th. Following the exit of the 5-time World Cup player and semi-finalist, the NCF is now seeking a successor to lead the next phase of the national team's development. Now, according to an advertisement released on the NCF's official Facebook page, interested candidates are required to possess a minimum of a level 3 coaching qualifications, along with between 8 to 10 years of coaching experience. The Federation also listed additional requirements, including exposure to high-performance or international cricket environment. Now, demonstrated success in elite players' development and structural performance pathway system, and a stronger understanding of modern cricket methodologies, performance analytics, and sports science and conditioning. Experience working within associates or emerging cricket nations, as well as cricket nations holding ODI members status, was listed as an added advantage. Well, 3 years and 3 months. Well, let's see how it goes with the Nigerian Cricket Federation. Yes, the vacancy is up and on the Facebook page with a lot of requirement. Now, Steve Tikolo was part of a World Cup team for Kenya, and they also got to the semi-finals. Hope they get somebody capable that will replace him. Okay, we head straight to football, where FIFA President Gianni Infantino has said Russians' ban from football should definitely be lifted. Now, the country has been banned since its invasion of Ukraine in 2022. But the International Olympic Committee has now recommended that International Sport Federation admit Russian team to compete at the youth level. Now, reacting to the development, Infantino, in an interview with Sky News, stated that the decision to suspend the Russians from the competitions has achieved nothing and has only generated more disappointment and hatred. Gianni Infantino.
There is that criticism that Russia faced a ban and Israel did not.
Yeah, I mean, the situations were of course different, but ultimately as well, you know, the Israel-Gaza situation got resolved, and again, a ban is a defeat. I even think we should look into our own statutes as FIFA in the future and see whether we should not enshrine in our statutes that we should actually never ban any country from playing football because of the acts of their political leaders. Because somebody needs to keep the...
Okay, that was Gianni Infantino in an interview. Well, he said no country should be banned, and they try to see how they can enshrine that in the FIFA statutes. Let's see how it pans out. But meanwhile, a strong opposition coming in from the Ukraine Minister of Sport, Mativ Binier, called Infantino's comments irresponsible and infertile, while other European nations previously blocked attempts to readmit Russia's under-17 team in 2023. But as it still stands, Russia is still banned, and there will be hoping and seeing calls that are already coming in. Even the International Olympic Committee also calling that at least the youth should be readmitted into sport. And this popular saying, when two elephants fight, the grass will definitely suffer. Just like we see players not participating at a global event just because of what's happening at the top. If you see demonstration from Infantino, raises hand with what's happening at the top. And we head straight to the transfer. The winter transfer windows came to an end yesterday, and key Nigerian players moving from one club to another, some on loan and some on a permanent basis. But meanwhile, let's begin with Joe Aribo. Yes, Leicester City have completed the signing of Nigerian midfielder Joe Aribo on loan from Southampton until the end of the season. The 29-year-old arrives at the King Power Stadium to bolster Leicester's injury-hit midfield, with Jordan James and Aaron Ramsey out until March, while Hamza Chuhuri is due to have a scan on a potentially serious knee injury this week. Now, the club have also sold Boubakary Somare, the Frenchman leaving for Qatar last week, out of favor with the Saints, where he has made just 7 championship appearances this season, none as a starter. Aribo is out of contract in the summer, and so if he performs well, Leicester City could pick him up on a free transfer. Now, it is expected that Aribo will rival Louis Page in Leicester's number 8 position, while James is out, but he is a midfield all-rounder and could potentially play in any of the 3 roles Leicester have in the center of the pitch. Coming through non-league, Aribo moves from Staines Town to Charlton Athletics and then got a big move to Rangers, where he had perhaps his best form. He helped the Scottish club win the Scottish Premiership and reach the finals of the Europa League, scoring 18 goals and providing 11 assists in 92 league appearances across 3 seasons. Still with the transfer, Nigerian midfielder Tochukwu Nnadi has joined Olympique Marseille on a permanent transfer. Nnadi linked up with League One giant from Belgium Pro League outfit Zulte Waregem. Now, the 22-year-old penned a contract until June 2030. Zulte Waregem received €6 million as a transfer fee from Marseille. Nnadi will be the 4th most expensive departure ever from Zulte Waregem. Now, the versatile midfielder made 18 appearances for the Brunei this season before making the switch. He joined Zulte Waregem from Bulgarian club Botev Plovdiv in January 2024. The former youth international was part of the Super Eagles squad to the 2025 African Cup of Nations. He made just 1 appearance for Eric Schell's side in Morocco. Still with the transfer, Coventry City have announced the signing of midfielder Frank Onyeka on loan from Premier League side Brentford. Now, the deal also includes an obligation to buy should the club achieve promotion to the Premier League. Onyeka spent last season on loan with Bundesliga club Augsburg, where he made 31 league appearances. The Nigerian international is now looking forward to his new challenge with the Sky Blues. The 28-year-old has applied his trade at the G-Tech Community Stadium since the summer of 2021, made 75 Premier League appearances for the Bees, 87 in all competitions. Frank helped establish the West London club in the top flight and played a key role in their 9th place finish in the 2022-2023 season, just the highest the Premier League era. Now we still head again to another Nigerian player, this time in the Bundesliga. Bundesliga club SV Hamburg have completed the loan signing of Philipp Otele from Swiss outfit Basel. Hamburg have the option to make the deal permanent at the end of the season. Now, Otele who joined Basel less than a year ago, will wear number 27 jersey. The 26-year-old scored 18 goals and provided 8 assists in 53 competitive matches for Basel. Now, Hamburg sporting director Carlos Costa described the right-footed player as a textbook winger. Otele, who is Hamburg fourth winter signing after Domion Downs, Sander Darkvik and Albert Gromberg, reflected on the move. It is a proud moment for me. I don't really need any convincing because HSV and the other club are fantastic. Now the support from the fans is enormous. I can't wait to get started, Otele added. Well, let's see how it goes for all these players. Talking about Frank Onyeka moving, Joe Aribo also moving. Joe Aribo was also part of, he has been part of the Super Eagles team, and hopefully he gets better and return back to the Super Eagles if he gets a call up from Eric Chell. But for Tele, yes, moving from Basel also to the German Bundesliga is also a good one. And let's see how it goes. And one fantastic move for me is that of Ademola Lookman. Yes, looking at Ademola Lookman, Atletico Madrid have completed the signing of Nigerian international Ademola Lookman from Atalanta, with the forward committing to a 4-year deal that runs until 30 of June 2030. Now, according to a post on the club's official website on Monday, the 28-year-old joined the red and white side following an outstanding spell in Bergamo, where he has re-established himself as one of Europe's most decisive attacker. Confirming the signing, Atletico Madrid said Atletico de Madrid and Atalanta have agreed on a transfer of Ademola Lookman, who has signed for us until 30 June 2030. Our new signing passed his medical at the Vitas Invictum High Performance Sport Medicine Center at Otoro Soria University Hospital in Madrid before heading to the club office at the Riyadh Metropolitano. Now there he was greeted by our Chief Executive Officer Miguel Angel Gil, with whom he signed his contract. Now with our club, welcome Lookman. Now, he was born in Watford, London on the 20th of October 1997. Lookman developed through the youth system of Waterloo FC and Charlton Athletics, making his senior debut for Charlton in November 2015. Now, his career has since taken him across the Premier League, Bundesliga, featuring for Everton and RB Leipzig, Fulham and Leicester City before his move to Atalanta in the summer of 2022. At Atalanta, Lookman enjoyed the most prolific period of his career. He made 137 appearances, scoring 55 goals and providing 27 assists, and was instrumental in the club's historic 2023-2024 UEFA Europa League triumph. In the final against Bayern Leverkusen, he scored a remarkable hat-trick in a 3-0 victory, handing the German side their only defeat of the season and securing Atalanta's first ever continental trophy. On international stage, Lookman represented England at the youth level and was part of the squad that won the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. He later switched allegiance to Nigeria, making his senior debut for the Super Eagles in March 2022. He has also since earned 41 caps, scoring 11 goals. Now, after the signing, Ademola Lookman immediately spoke to a journalist on ground. Ademola Lookman.
Ademola, welcome to Madrid. A message for Atletico fans, please.
I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, very, very happy. I'm looking forward to the big challenge.
For El Chiringuito, have you spoken to Simeone? No, not yet? Okay, thank you, Ademola. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to Madrid.
Okay, that is one man sweeping across Europe from England to Germany to Italy and now in Spain. And the journalist asked me, have you spoken to Diego Simeone, who happens to be the coach of Atlético de Madrid? And he didn't respond, but that's silence alone said no. Well, he's happy to be in Madrid, a new life for him at the Wada Metropolitano. Now, one man who covers the La Liga in the person of Phil Miles spoke on the signing of Lookman and how Lookman will fit into the starting 11 for Atleti.
It is, as Ian was saying, it feels like a little bit of star quality coming to Atletico Madrid. I think it's a really, really interesting signing. It's a really useful signing for Atleti. It's the kind of player that they don't have on their roster at the moment. They don't have someone who dribbles past players at speed like Ademola Lookman can do. They do have Giuliano Simeone on the other wing, who basically runs very, very fast in a straight line, and he's really, really good at that. But Lookman is a different kind of player, and as you said, he can chip in with goals. His numbers for goals throughout all the seasons he's been in Serie A have been really, really good. And I think his arrival is actually going to be quite interesting in terms of how the team sets up. Mike made allusions to the fact that some of the signings this summer haven't been the best. This is interesting because this 11 that we've got on the screen here doesn't include Alex Baena, who was their big money signing in the summer, one of the most expensive players that they've ever signed, and he in theory has been playing on the left. Now, is he going to be dropped? Is he going to play in midfield, or is he maybe going to play as a number 10 and there's only going to be one striker? Does that mean Sorloth isn't in the team? Does that mean Alvarez's position changes? So Lookman coming in will affect, obviously, how Atletico Madrid attack down that left wing, but also potentially the structure of that starting 11 as well. There are one or two doubts that are creeping in. He is still absolutely vital to the Atletico Madrid project. The idea is that he is their main guy, but he hasn't scored since the 1st of November, and that's just too long to go without a goal in this team. And they really, really do need his goals. They're a team that create a lot, but they have struggled to finish off chances. And when you spend 80 million on a striker, a World Cup winning forward like Julian Alvarez, you expect him to be finishing off the chances, which he hasn't been doing. I don't know if Lookman's going to put pressure on him. Maybe the idea is that he can support him in terms of chipping in with numbers that other players haven't been chipping in, because we haven't had the numbers from Alex Baena, from Thiago Almada, from Nico Gonzalez. They haven't been the scoring goals to support Julian, and it's basically only been Sorloth that's been sustaining the teams in terms of a consistent goal-scoring output. So Lookman's coming to be creative and cause havoc down that left wing, but yeah, also to score goals and support Julian, who's got to get back to scoring soon. And whether that means there is a slight structural shift, maybe Sorloth drops out and Julian is actually more of a focal point of the attack, because when Sorloth plays, Julian drops a little bit deeper. He isn't the focal point, and maybe that's one of the reasons why he hasn't necessarily been scoring as many as he should.
Looking at Ademola, let's look at the starting 11 of Ademola Lookman. Now, if you see what's on the screen there, now hopefully we'll see Atletico Madrid trying to play a 4-4-2 formation. That's a 4 defense, 4 midfield, and 2 attack. Now, look at Alcaraz on the far left. He has not scored a goal since November. Yes, since November, and he actually came in the summer, 80 million from PSV. And looking at Lookman, hopefully it depends on you know, the positioning, what's his name again, the coach will use that Diego Simeone. It depends on the position on how Lookman will also come in. Will he be playing from the, definitely he'll be playing from the flank, because we know him with playing from the left side. So only God knows how what Diego Simeone will use, and if Alcaraz will also be featured, because definitely Ademola Lookman playing from the flank and Alcaraz also coming in. We might might see a different play entirely. But it now beckon on the coach himself and the technical team on probably the coaching crew of how they will use Ademola Lookman, knowing fully they've studied his videos, they've definitely seen him, and let's see how that will pan out. So wish Ademola Lookman the very best as he starts a new life in Spain. Now this is where we blow the final whistle on the show this morning, talking about Rapid Sports highlight on Rapid Dawn on Rapid TV. Hopefully Marta and Victor will step in to continue with the breakfast show with our discussion at the top of 9 a.m. But meanwhile, I leave you with this highlight. Yes, all career goals of Ademola Lookman. I am Ijoma Victor.
Stafford Joseph.
Name is Martha Alu.
My name is Vic